Tektite, a green glass gem from outer space. Greetings. This video is not for commercial purposes, and its sole purpose is to spread the word about a huge breakthrough discovery. Our planet. We tend to believe that our planet is alone, somehow protected in our solar system, however, it is not. For eons, the Earth has received countless impacts of small objects on a daily basis. NASA's radar monitor reports that there are 12,000 meteors on any given night, which are about the size of a piece of dust. Approximately 30 meteor showers occur each year that are visible to observers on Earth. Some of these meteor showers have been around for more than 1,000 years. For example, the Perseid meteor shower occurs each year in the month of August. Its occurrence was first observed and registered 2,000 years ago in the Chinese annals. Nevertheless, there were at least 4 collisions in the geologic past when big chunks of rocks encountered our planet's path and collided with it. As a result, some special glass materials were formed. Science has given a name to these special glassy materials. The name is tektites. What is a tektite? The predominant theory of the tektite sustains that it is formed as the result of an impact with the Earth by a sizable object of meteoric origin. Due to the force in which the object impacts the Earth, along with exertion of immense heat and pressure, causes it to merge with terrestrial minerals, exploding in the air and falling back due to gravity as molten glass. It is accepted that tektites are the result of huge impacts of meteoric objects associated with large extinction events. Although there is proven evidence that smaller objects, like the Tunguska-sized ones, can also produce tektites crystals. Tektites are the driest minerals known, with less than 0.05% water content. A curious fact when considering that most of the craters where they formed were underwater. Lab analyses show silica, aluminum, portions of calcium, sodium, iron oxide, and measurable mixes of exotic elements in its compositions. There are several types of tektites: javate, philippinite and australites, and the new tektite-strewn field of atacamate splash forms in the central Atacama Desert, Chile. Except for the mostly yellow Libyan desert glass and the green moldavite, the best known and the only tektite with gem grade, all tektites are mainly black and opaque. Only by polishing, they become transparent or even translucent. Today, all tektites are located in 4 scattering areas known as fields, 3 of which are associated with known impact craters. Only the largest and most recent deposits of tektites are in Southeast Asia, the so-called Australasian dispersal area, which has not yet had an impact crater associated with it. This is probably because some large impact structures are not easy to discover. For example, since the Chesapeake Bay impact crater, which is to date the largest impact structure in the United States and associated with the tektite spreading area of North America, was covered by sediment, it was not detected until the beginning of the decade of the 1990s. In addition, the larger the dispersion area, the greater the area in which the crater should be searched. The main deposits are Australian, from 700,000 to 800,000 years old. Czechoslovakia, 15 million years old. Ivory Coast, 1 million years old. North American, the oldest, about 35 million years old. Not long ago, a lot of controversy regarding tektite authenticity was on debate, and in fact, there were many fakes on the market made of glass or other minerals resembling tektites. However, it is not possible to replicate the low presence of water and the measurable traces of exotic substances found only in meteoric materials. Another clue for the trained eye are the bubbles contained in the glass, which always show patterns corresponding to atmospheric pressures similar to those found more than 20 kilometers above the surface of the Earth. Of course, it is possible to conceive that, with our current level of technology, using extremely elaborate and meticulous procedures, the right mixtures of elements, and appropriations of heat and pressure, a man-made crystal that resembles tektites could be obtained. However, this process, if it were to exist, would require such prohibitively high costs that, literally, its production would involve millions of dollars per milligram. The one and only undisputed way to certify any glass sample as a tektite is the laboratory analyses and physical examination. Any sample exhibiting typical tektite-like morphologies, low water content, and compositions within the comparative charts reference is a tektite without any doubt. Our tektite. In the beginnings of the year 2002, a senior old-school and well-seasoned field engineer Mr. Adolfo Lanfranchi was working for the oil industry deep in the Guayana Highlands, Venezuela. While working on one of his assignments, he found a rare green crystal embedded on the solidified sand and soil, undisturbed and very ancient, possibly hundreds of thousands and even millions of years old, scattered in various spots alongside and around an artificial lagoon. After expending a good deal of time prospecting the area, taking notes and samples at various points, by the end of the year, some quality samples were sent to a private laboratory in the USA. As the results arrived and were compared with different analysis charts of various known green stones, a number of similarities in the composition of these samples were determined. Since they were noticeably comparable with the rare crystal known as moldavite, he was even more convinced he had a rare find indeed. Puzzled by his discovery, Mr. Lanfranchi started to research on the matter of tektites, and after some time, he acquired a significant amount of knowledge on the matter. It seems that, as far as one advances in the research, all evidences lead to the fact that the very existence of this material is not possible. There are many discrepancies. One of the most important ones is that this material could not be the result of the same event that produced the moldavite tektite half a world away, unless a fragmented smaller piece of the same object fell down elsewhere, or even a second encounter that occurred with significant small debris of the same larger object. It is a known fact that tektites are the result of impacts of huge objects. Since this material is, without a doubt, a high-quality museum-grade tektite, the main issue is that there is no record at all of any large event ever happening, and no green glass material, with this composition ever being found in the Americas. As questions accumulated, Mr. Lanfranchi spent a great deal of time studying and compiling large amounts of data, and after a while, he had enough information to write his books. There is very useful information in those books, and, as mentioned before, the author is a senior old-school, well-seasoned field engineer. He knows and follows protocols, uses scientific procedures for taking notes, cataloging samples, sending them to labs, and most importantly, documenting the whole process very clearly. This tektite, it is unknown to science that possess an extremely rare, exquisite museum grade. Is a green gem crystal, comes from the Guayana Highlands in Venezuela. There are no other known sources of this material, and after many years of searching, it is not likely to find another outcrop. There are only a few kilograms of this museum-grade tektite from an unknown event in the past. A mystery to science. Masterpieces of nature. An educated guess estimates that there are 2,500 tons of moldavite in existence in the whole world, and equivalent quantities of the other different tektites. All tektite fields are known and have been mined for millennia. However, there is only less than 50 kilos of this rare high-grade Venezuelan tektite, evenly distributed in rich ores and museum-grade gems with an average of 10 grams apiece and few exquisite pieces of up to 3,000 grams. Those larger pieces will be only available for public exhibits. The small amount in existence, the incredible similarity with moldavite tektites, and the high-grade crystals are what makes this material one of the most rare and scarce in the whole planet. Our main focus and primary objective is to make this great discovery known to the world, which is why we have decided to keep a large part of our collection for the sole purpose of handing them over to institutes of earth and space sciences, universities, and any other study institutions for analyses and exhibition. Upon signed request by the interested party, we have reserved a good amount of ores and gems of fair weight for that very purpose. We only have one condition. Any studies or analyses carried or derived from the samples must be shared and made available to the public. Thanks for watching the video. If you liked it, please click on like. If you think it is useful for any of your friends or contacts, please share. If you want to keep up to date with this new discovery, subscribe to our channel and activate the bell to receive notifications of our next publications. Please visit our website www.glassy.com. gems.com